Let's talk this over. Is it something I said? Oh, Agler Levine. Don't leave me hanging. You're everything, everything that I wanted. It's a great song. All this time you were pretending. So much for my happy ending. Isn't that the case in so many cases? Like, ah, it's just not what I thought it was. It's like, dang. It's like, I almost had it all. Man, do you feel like if you just had that one person in your life and they were true, you were heart to heart, you were twin flames, that it's like, I was so close to victory. It's like your own personal victory. It's like, if you were just what you said you were gonna be, you lying sack of dung heap. It happens to us all at all ages, in all types of relationships. It doesn't even matter if it's, you know, relationships for marriage or whatever. It's just, it's like your car. It's like, dang, I thought this car was gonna run forever. Turn around, it breaks down on you every 5 minutes. Dang, I thought this was a cool place to live. Next thing you know, they raised the rent. That's just what they did to us. You know, they said, here's what they told us. They said, listen, after your year lease, your 13 months lease, you know, we're not going to raise your rent. You know, it's like they reward you for being loyal. Like, you're still here, you're loyal. We're not going to raise your rent. Guess what? They just raised the rent. And you know who they did it to? All the people who weren't on the lease. Isn't that a dog? Turned around and went right back on what they said. They said, well, the cost of living went up, so we're raising the rent. Raised it $75 too. That's a lot of money. That's the big difference between people staying and going. And guess what? You find all kind of moving trucks. People are moving out. Look at this. They're gone. Let's see. My other neighbor's leaving. These people over here got a U-Haul truck right there. These people over here, they just left. This neighbor, my very neighbor here, this guy just took off. He's like, yeah, I found another spot. They moved out like 2 days ago, so this place is empty right beside me. Uh, and all the, you know, and we've been here. You know, the way they explained it to me was such garbage. And they were like, you need to go back on another lease so we can raise it again. It's just like there's nothing you can do about it but move. You know, so people moved all over these apartment complexes. They moved. Made me think: are you winning, apartment complex, or are you losing? You know, my one friend, she was living at this apartment complex for like 10, 15 years. She's living there. She was well over 10 years there. And what happened is the landlady died. The land, the first, the guy landlord died, and then his wife died. So when his wife died, that was it. New guy moved in. The rent was $500. Moved in, he was like, the rent is now $1,500. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? She was like, deuces, punk. She had a nice apartment too. I liked it. You know, the only thing I didn't like is people would rob your car right out when you park your car where she was. They'd rob you. They robbed our neighbor real good. So I would go over there and I'd have to look out the window all the time, or I would just walk outside just to let my presence known. Our other neighbor, he had a gun, so he'd be traipsing around with a gun. You know, when he first saw me coming over there, he thought I was a suspect. Then find out that he was really after the girl I was dating. You know, and he had a wife. You know, he was doing some stuff, man. He was trying to do some stuff, and one day I just looked him right in the eye, and that was it for that. He kind of knew. He knew not to mess with her again. Because he was doing stuff like going into her mail and then handing her mail. Hey, you got some mail today? It's like it's her own mailbox. Like she knows she got mail. And when she told me that, I was just at the door, and I just opened the door and was just looking at him. And he knew not to come back over. Because I was going right up in his mouth, gun or not. Anyway, so a bunch of people are moving. A lot of the neighbors, you know. These people here got deported. Came and snatched up her boyfriend. Family of what, 4? Deported him back to Africa. Yep. So that's why the Mexicans or the Latinos are over here. That's who they send to clean up all this stuff. Because they are some hardworking people. And it's always them. Yeah. They got a woman with them today. But yeah, they come up here and they redo everything. They tear out all kind of stuff, put new appliances in there. I'm waiting till they drag out this. Last time they did, I got a refrigerator. Still got it. Sell it on Craigslist. You know. I'm waiting to see if they're gonna drive out, bring out one of these ranges. You know, one of the, which they might. I hope they do. They're probably gonna bring out one of these, either a refrigerator. They're gonna bring out either a refrigerator. They're gonna bring out a stove, and or they're gonna bring out a. Yeah, gonna be a refrigerator or a stove. And as soon as they do, I'm gonna clean that sucker up. I'm gonna put that joke on Craigslist. I'm waiting on. Go ahead, bring it out here. I had a washer and dryer. I sold the dryer for $20. Easy 20. But nobody wanted the washer, and the washer worked. So I took it to the junkyard. I got $6 for it. It wasn't even worth going down there. I spent that much in gas. Yeah. But, yeah. You gotta have a car or something if you want some good money. It's like $175 a ton. $175 a ton. So you just don't get much at the junkyard. You do better off selling stuff for parts when it comes to a car. Got some metal over there right now, but I'm looking at the weight and I'm like, the weight is not worth it. Or I would not be sitting here. You know? My Tahoe would be full of metal. Anyway, so yeah, so a bunch of my neighbors have moved. Some of them bought houses. You know, one of my other neighbors, they're about to buy a house. They hard-working people, family of 4. They'll be out of here soon, probably at the end of this month. You know, they said by the end of summer, so either this month or next, because the rent goes up next month. It's crazy. Yep. So yeah, they raised the rent on us. $75. It happens, you know, and you have your choice of where you want to go. That was the last place I was in before I got here. This is a cool story. What happened to me was I lived in that place for like 10 years, right? A lot of times I couldn't even pay the rent, but I managed. I get the military to help me whenever I lose a job, you know. I exhausted that, but nonetheless, the landlord had lost the ownership of the building and didn't tell us. So basically, we were paying him, but he owed like over, he owed over $500,000 on the building. He couldn't afford to keep it. So the bank sent us a letter because we were paying him and he couldn't, we were paying him and he wasn't paying the bank. So he would negotiate rent with us and we were like, oh, we couldn't pay it. I had a couple of crackheads living in there and I know they couldn't pay. So one time I was like 6 months behind in rent and I got them to pay it to that landlord, because I was struggling. I kept getting fired from these jobs, then I got hurt, you know, but, I was paying something. I was just behind. Then when I was able to, get myself going, I was paying and paying. Then next thing you know, he stopped coming around. We were like, where's the landlord? So they sent us a letter and the bank said, put all the money in escrow. And we was like, kiss my grits. The bank pretty much said that he no longer is the landlord. We are. So we didn't see this guy for 2 years. Matter of fact, I never saw him again. This guy owned cornfields, like way up in Sunbury. Lived in a big old house. Owned a bunch of other property. But he wasn't paying people. He was just collecting. So I was like, nah, I'm not paying the bank anything. Then finally the landlord came. The new landlords were the gay people. And I'm saying that because, being specific, because they owned a restaurant. They owned a bar under me and there was a restaurant under me owned by this other white guy who owned cornfields. So the gay people used to get robbed and used to think I did it just because I'm black. And then the white people who used to come to the restaurant would get robbed because they would come down there and leave their doors open and their purse in the car. And they get robbed and then they would see me and think I did it. And I just got tired of these asshole white people being stereotypical and thinking that I'm the one who robbed them. I was just like, screw you. I'm not robbing you people. I got better things to do. I was getting robbed just as much as they were. My house, my vehicles, I used to run around like Batman on that block. My neighbor, he killed my other neighbor. He's doing life. I used to have to fight these dudes. They was robbing me too, lady. What are you talking about? I didn't get a pass because I was black. I was outside fighting with these dudes, man. Scrapping. Getting it in. Dudes run up in your house in a minute. Nonetheless, besides the murders and stuff like that, it was just constant noise. Then the gay white dude tried to get me, tried to lie on me and kick me out. Came in and was like, hey, the rent is now $500. I was like, okay. I had money then. I was like, all right, fine. But you're getting evicted because your heat is not on. I was like, okay, I'll turn it on. Cost me $600 to get my heat turned back on. I was using space heaters. Boom, got that turned back on. It's like, you can't use that as an excuse now. He was like, you didn't pay your rent. I was like, that's a lie. Here's a receipt. So I walked over to the management building And I was like, why do I have an eviction notice? And it was like, you didn't pay your rent. And I was like, here's my receipt. You're you're um you're using space heaters. I'm like, no, I'm not. My gas is turned on. Here's my receipt. you know, they basically try to lie on me. So I walked back home and I saw the landlord, one of them, dude, try to lie on me. Yo, 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 you about to hit it. You about to hit it. You about to hit him. You about to hit him. Look at this. Look at this dude. So, yeah, yeah. So basically, I saw the landlord walking, little scrawny white dude, and he saw me, and they knew they were messing with me. They knew they were messing with me, and they think because they got money and all that, and they would do stuff like call the police on me for my car being parked in the correct place, and they try to get me to move my car because they wanted, their people to park there. But I live there, but they wanted the people who would come and shop there to park there. To come into their little restaurants, and I'm just like, wait, I live here. You know. So, so after I had enough of that, like the police would come and put a mark on my tire to see if I moved. And they had this, you have to move in so many days rule. They would just harass you. You know. You were sitting in your car, they come out and be suspicious of you sitting in your car. What are you doing? Sitting in my car. Yeah. One time I was outside playing my guitar and these people called the police on me and said I had a gun. Next thing you know, I was surrounded by cops. I just sat there and I was looking. And they looked at me like, this guy's got a guitar, not a gun. Like 5 cop cars. And they said, we got a report that says the guy looks like you has a gun. As if we're not allowed to carry guns in this state. Openly or CCW. And it was like, you mind if I search you? And I should have been like, hell yeah, mine. But I was like, nah, go ahead. They searched me and then they all took off. But it's the simple fact that they rolled up like, they didn't say a guy was shooting. They said a guy had a gun. Why would that cause you to come to my house and make me look like I'm a villain? But yeah, stuff like that used to happen. Anyway, so I got out of there. After I ran up on that landlord, got in his face, I was like, you lied on me. Here's my evidence right here. You trying to convict me, or you trying to convict me and evict me of stuff I didn't do. I took it personally. I could have sued him. It just wasn't worth it. But I could have really hit him in the head. So what they did was, they said what we're gonna do is, we're gonna give you 45 days to leave, which I should have told him to go shove it. And we're gonna give you your rent back. The rent that I supposedly didn't pay. Straight up lie. It was a straight up lie. So they knew I paid that rent. But they tried to get me to leave legally, so they still evicted me. But they gave me back my rent. So I had 45 days to find another spot and get out. They still evicted me for no reason. Like I said, I could have fought it, but I didn't want to live under tyranny anymore. So I left. But I've been living here for 4 or 5 years. It's pretty okay. Besides the garbage they throw out here. Till garbage day. which is Wednesday. Today's Monday. But, yeah. So I might have to find another place to live because I can pay what they're asking. It's just the principle of it. I could probably find a place for what I've been paying and do okay. Find a decent spot. So I'm going to start looking. But if I don't sign a lease soon, it can go up again, like next month. Anyway, you guys be careful. God loves you.